It's 32 minutes, gone past 6 a.m. from the City of Wales Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio. And we're reaching you live from Wales Broadcasting House along Alaafin Avenue, Oloyede Estate, Ibadan. A very beautiful morning to you once again, and welcome this morning to Perspectives Unlimited. My name is Toluwaleke Ali. Perspectives Unlimited is that platform where we go beyond the news to help you make sense of some of the stories across our various national dailies. And again, this morning, we will be delving into the national dailies with the analysts in the studio in a bid to keep you abreast about happenings around Nigeria. Because, as I would always say, the business of the growth of Nigeria has to do with you and I. It's our business. And so we can't just leave it without talking about it and addressing cogent issues. So this morning again, welcome. First, we'll begin with the front pages of some of our national dailies this morning. Remember, we're live on Facebook this morning. You can watch us live on Facebook at Wales Radio 893 FM fan page. At Wales Radio 893 FM fan page on Facebook. On YouTube, we are live at Wales Radio 89.3 FM. At Wales Radio 89.3 FM. And in addition to that, you can listen via our website on www.walesradio893.com, www.walesradio893.com, and also across various radio directories at Wales Radio 89.3 FM. Let's check out the front pages across some of our national dailies this morning. Beginning with the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning, Adedamola targets controlling stake, a first hold call after investing 600 billion naira. And that's on page 7. Tinubu approves salary increase for armed forces personnel. The story can be found on page 30 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Bad road in advertorial constructed under Oyetola's government, not Adeliki's, Osun government clarifies. And to read more on that story, check out page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. The largest story this morning is a picture of some of Governor Adeliki's unprecedented achievements in the last 3.5 years, highlighting in the face of good governance. That's what you find on the larger front page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper for this morning. On the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning, Tinubu raises salaries of armed forces personnel. That story is on page 6 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Phantom Council will quiz Adeyemi privately. Reps panel. And that's also on page 6. On page 8 of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning, on Onayekan to presidency. We've spoken. We await changes. That's on page 8, like I said. The lead story on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning reads, Many feared dead as gunmen again attack Sokoto. A story begins on the front page and continues on pages 4 and 5 of the Daily Trust newspaper, with a breakdown of the location of Monday's attack and the impact of banditry in Zamfara on Sokoto local government areas. And there's a breakdown of the affected communities in Sabongeri, Sokoto on the front page. Indimi seeks to join appeal against $43.5 million award to daughters. That's on page 6. Why Kano Assembly suspended 3 council chairmen. Stories on page 10 of the Daily Trust newspaper for this morning. Flood kills security personnel, teenager in Yobe. That rather unfortunate story is on page 8 this morning. The final story, published bad road built under Oyetola. That's according to the Osun State government, and it's on page 25 of the Daily Trust newspaper for this morning. Checking out the front page of the Punch newspaper now for this morning. Above the masthead, fake agency probe. Reps to grill controversial DG at undisclosed location. It has 2 riders. How I paid 400 million naira for phantom contract. Businessman tells Reps panel. House summons FRSC commercial over official plates for phantom agency vehicles. The story is on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. Doctors suspend strike as presidency brokers truce. That's on page 29. Federal government votes 2.5 trillion naira for Abuja to Lokoja, Enugu to PH, 122 roads. To read more on that story, check out page 19 of the Punch newspaper. Military salaries to hit 924 billion naira as Tinubu approves pay rise. That's the lead story on the front page this morning, with 3 riders, 250,000 military personnel to enjoy 30% to 80% salary increase. Retired generals back Tinubu's military pay upgrade, demand modern weapons. We'll continue to prioritize troops' welfare and modernize the armed forces. That's according to the president. And all of this is on the on the page 2, rather, of the Punch newspaper for this morning. The HQ reopens surrender window for Southeast gunmen. That's on page 9. Police summon very dark man, quiz AIG over allegations. The story is on page 7 of the Punch newspaper. 2027, ADC fires back as Wike dismisses Amechi's Rivers influence. That's on page 7. Robbers shoot LASU graduate during attack on POS operator. That's really rather unfortunate and sad one. Can be found on pages 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper for this morning. Federal government unveils Almajiri reform. Bans street begging. That's on page 9 of the Punch newspaper for this morning. Moving on to the front page of the Vanguard newspaper now. Above the masthead, dealers effect petrol, diesel depot price cuts. That's on page 19. Delta unveils roadmap to unlock 3,000 megawatts potential. The story can be found on page 10. It has a rider, define your vision, investors will follow. IFC tells government. Tinubu approves pay rise for 250,000 armed forces personnel. That's on page 8. On page 12 of the Vanguard newspaper for this morning, I walked away from power rather than compromise my integrity. Ibura Jolo said that. The lead story on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper reads, Wike Northern youths at war over Oloyede. And it has a couple of riders Cardinal Oloyede not impartial. It took sides in 2023. That's according to Wike. It spoke the truth on hardship, northern youths. Bishops have the right to criticize government. That's coming from Amechi. We stand with Oloyede. CBCN. That's coming from the Middle Belt Forum. And it spoke out of concern for Nigeria, not malice. That's according to the Catholic Laity Council. All of these you can find on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper for this morning. Reps committee to interrogate alleged PFIPC DG at undisclosed location. Date. And it has a writer, businessman explains how he paid 400 million naira for contract. And the story is on page 26 of the Vanguard newspaper. Stop new loans until revenue improves. Ex-YFM DG, AGBEYEWO, tells federal government. And the story is on page 9 of the Vanguard newspaper. Nigeria to lose over 50% of UK aid as US, Europe / foreign assistance. That's on page 9. 21 feared dead, 37 abducted as terrorists attack Sokoto community. That rather sad one again is on page 6 of the Vanguard newspaper. And finally, to the front page of the Guardian newspaper for this morning. Wike defends Tinubu's reforms, dismisses Obi Atiku's ambitions. That's on page 3. PFIPC. Contractor tells reps he was scammed by Adeyemi after paying 400 million naira. And that's also on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. And still on page 3, Tinubu unveils major military welfare package. 80% pay rise for soldiers. And that's on page 3 as well. The lead story reads 40% salary increase agreement. 57 state universities, others in limbo over selective implementation. And that's on page 6. Police shot Abuja Stadium over security threats. The story is on page 30 of the Guardian newspaper. 21 feared dead, 37 abducted as bandits raid Sokoto Plateau communities. And that's on page 30. ADC, Rulak, Showore fault state police bill process over transparency, timing. And that's on page 6. The final story reads WAFCON, federal government's unkept $100,000 promise rocks a Super Falcon scam. And the story can be found on page 2. Those are the stories across some of the front pages of our national dailies for this morning. All right, welcome back. This is Perspectives Unlimited on Wales Radio 89.3 FM. If you're just joining, remember that you can watch us live on Facebook this morning at Wales Radio 893 FM fan page and on YouTube at Wales Radio 89.3 FM. And of course, when it's time, we'll also be opening the phone lines for you to be a part of the show. Joining me on the conversation this morning is our analyst, Chukwemeka Munachi. So good morning, Chukwemeka.
Good morning.
Good to have you back.
Okay. Thank you for the first time.
All right. Welcome. So let's begin with this story, that cuts across majority of national dailies for this morning. And of course, the fact that it's a story that excites many Nigerians, as maybe this could even be the encouragement that our armed forces need. Military salaries hit 924 billion naira as Tinubu approves pay rise. President Bola Tinubu has approved a salary increase of between 30 to and 80% for about 250,000 personnel of the armed forces, raising the military's annual wage bill from 660 billion naira to 924 billion naira, in what is the biggest upward review of military salaries under his administration. The new pay structure, which takes effect from September 1, 2026, grants the highest increases to junior personnel, with soldiers from the rank of private to staff sergeant receiving an 80% salary increase. Warrant officers to colonels getting 50%, while brigadier generals to generals will earn 30% more. Announcing the package on Tuesday, the presidency said the salary review was in recognition of the sacrifices of military personnel and the sacrifices they continue to make in the fight against terrorism, banditry, and kidnapping. Adding that the administration would continue to prioritize troop welfare and modernize the armed forces with advanced weapons and technology. Now, this announcement has drawn widespread commendation from retired senior military officers who described the pay rise as a major morale booster capable of improving troop commitment, recruitment, and operational effectiveness. They, however, urged the federal government to ensure prompt implementation and complement salary review with modern weapons, improved logistics, accommodation, healthcare, and other welfare packages. Serving military personnel also welcomed the development, but they said they would reserve judgment until the new salaries are reflected in their bank accounts, stressing that effective implementation would be the true measure of the government's commitment to troop welfare. The special advisor to the president on information and strategy, Bayo Ononuga, in a statement on Tuesday said that the graduated structure of the increase scales inversely with rank, with the highest percentage going to the most junior personnel. And the pay package will raise the annual salary bill for the armed forces from 660 billion naira to 924 billion naira, which is an increase of 264 billion naira. Now, the president linked the pay rise directly to the sacrifices that the personnel continue to make in the fight against banditry, kidnapping, and terrorism across the nation. The Minister of Defense, General Christopher Musa, retired, also has commended the president for approving this new salary structure for members of the armed forces, and he also described it as a major boost to troop welfare and operational effectiveness. Now, at a time when Nigeria is grappling with very, very severe security issues, this is a time where, so much is going on with insecurity. And we've also seen soldiers come out to, recent times. Before, we never used to see. I think maybe now, thanks to social media, we've seen a couple of times, soldiers come out to point out that this is what they're being given. And then Nigerians look at how ridiculously these people who have to go fight terrorists, bandits, are being treated, from the quality of food that they give the troops to the salary. And now this is a major way forward, as the president has approved this amount. Now, is this a good development that is going to be sustained? Because the soldiers have said that they are going to reserve whatever they have to say until they see it reflect in their accounts. That's when they can speak about it. But every other person, has commended and said, this is great work. This is exactly what is needed to boost the morale of the armed forces at this time.
You see, the military personnel who said that they are not going to say anything until they see the implementation. They are not making any mistake, because many things have been said and they were not they were not actually implemented. You understand? If you ask me, I always say that that's why they are saying that they will take it with a pinch of salt. The pronouncements from the president, that they will not say it is, they will not sing Hosanna until they see the actual implementation of what the president has said. You know, what is good that we have upgraded the salary of our military personnel. It is long overdue, because if you check what they are paid in other African nations, Nigerians, what we give to our soldiers is very ridiculous, and it is good, and I hope it is not. We are not giving them this at this point in time because of what we are expecting from them, not in terms of securing the country, but in terms of patronage.
Coming elections. Yes,
you understand. That's why they are saying that they will not say anything until they see the thing being implemented. It's a good one. We cannot be. If you pay peanuts, you get monkeys, and not just paying them that amount of money. The issue again is retraining of our soldiers. They should be retrained, and money may raise the morale, but there are so many things that will affect the morale of soldiers. Number one, this issue of reintegrating so-called repentant terrorists is a big issue in the military. It's a very big issue, and it is one of the reasons, because I am from the southeast. You know, the soldier, the military hierarchy are saying that that zone,
yeah,
they have not been able to meet up with their quota, because the youth there say they don't want to be part of the of anything that has to do with the military. And many of the reports I've read, they are citing that thing. That how can I join an institution where I don't know whether my next door neighbor is a mole? You understand? So it's not just giving them money. There are so many things that needed to be done in the military so that it will be what it used to be. When you see, when we are growing up, you don't see soldiers anyhow. You don't. Now, there was one that was recently dismissed because he was begging for money on TikTok. What led him to that? Because he was not cared for. If a state does not care for its military, there is little or nothing they can do, because that's why if you go to toll gate right now, you will see a soldier in front of a truck carrying one container to the other. Are you employed to be carrying to safeguard people that are carrying the truck? He's not. That's why you see them all over the place. When I was growing up, you can't see, before you see a soldier outside, it is like you have seen a masquerade, or you see a toad in the afternoon. You don't do that, because they don't come out anyhow. But now they are everywhere. What are they looking for? If you go to where they have as land issues, you see military personnel there. What is the problem? If you go to where somebody's girlfriend ran away and they are looking to go and you see military personnel. So they are everywhere. So that is why I said they must be retrained to respect the rules of engagement, because they have left. Some of them have left actually what they are employed to do. So giving them increasing their salary is good. Let's look at the weapons they are using. That's number one. As number two, let's look at the weapons. Those they are fighting against have sophisticated weapons. Recently, the chief judge of I think it's Kebbi, or one of the states in the north, regained his freedom after paying 50 billion. Is it 50 billion or 50 million? What are they using the money for? They will go for more arms. That's why they are collecting such amount of money. So if they are equipping themselves, what are we supposed to do to our soldiers? Giving them, increasing their salary is not enough. We must look at the equipment they are using to face these non-state actors. Can we upgrade them also? Because it takes a lot of money. So if we give them money without giving them adequate equipment for them to confront those who have refused to let Nigeria sleep, we are not. We are just where we are. We are just because if we increase the salary without looking at the equipment they are using to fight, it is like solving one problem and leaving the other one unsolved. So it is good that the president has approved the increment of their salary, but we are waiting for implementation. That's why the retired army generals are saying that they will not say anything right now until there's actual implementation of what the president has said.
All right, 50 million naira was actually paid as ransom for
50 million.
Kebbi State High Court Judge.
Yeah, High Court Judge. So when people collect that 50 billion, what do you think they use the money for? It's not for party. They will use it because getting more arms is part of their instrument of business. Once they have more money, they can go for more arms.
But we've seen before now how much Nigeria has invested in getting arms that eventually end up in the hands of non-state actors.
My sister, we are not fighting corruption. We are enabling it. National Security Advisor said sometime that some of the equipment ended up, who has been prosecuted? Nobody. Remember the former IG? When they called him to come and account for missing rifles in the police, he said we're talking camera. What is it? We are not. That's why I keep saying it that unless we, the people of this country, wake up and know that this country belongs to us, we are not going anywhere. Because without us, there will be the people in authority will not be there.
But how do we now how do they empower the military with more sophisticated equipment for fighting terrorism and banditry? What is the assurance that it's not going to also end up the same way
that the
previous ones have ended?
That is why I said retraining, weeding those bad elements in the military, because there's so many of them in the military. Weeding them out. Because if you don't weed them out, even if we invest anything in procuring arms and ammunition, it will still end up in the hands of non-state. Because many of them were arrested for selling bullets. Many of them were arrested for selling their guns, for leasing their guns. You understand? So it is not just about increasing the salary. There is more to it than just increasing the salary. Because we have a problem in that institution. There's a big problem. The problem of accountability, the problem of transparency, the problem of putting money into something, and the things we are buying are going to somebody else. That is the issue. So giving them money, yes, it is good, but there is a bigger problem than salary increase.
All right, so this is Perspectives Unlimited right here on Wales Radio 89.3 FM. You can drop your comments on Facebook at Wales Radio 893 FM fan page, at Wales Radio 893 FM fan page, and also drop your comments on WhatsApp on 0915 4999 893 0915 4999 893. In a bit, we'll also be opening the phone lines, but first, let's go on a commercial break. When we get back, Perspectives Unlimited continues.
FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
Hello, Miss Flora. Finally, this holiday is here. But honestly, I don't know what to do with my children.
Why? Aren't you excited that you're on break?
Excited? One talks from morning till evening without control, and the other one can barely introduce himself. I'm worried about both of them.
Now you see the work that we teachers put in. But then, I have a perfect solution for you. Why not enroll them into the Wales Radio Media Academy Summer School 2026?
Media Academy for children?
Absolutely. They'll learn public speaking, broadcasting, confidence, communication, and so much more. Matter of fact, I'm enrolling too. I want to sharpen my public speaking skills before the new school term.
Really? Then we are definitely coming.
This holiday, turn potential into purpose at Wales Radio Media Academy Summer School 2026 from 12th August to 18th September. Enjoy 6 weeks of practical media training, studio sessions, and mentorship from experienced trainers. Open to senior secondary school students, teachers, parents, and busy professionals. So whether you're building confidence, improving communication, or turning your voice into a career, this is your opportunity. For further inquiries or to register, call or WhatsApp 0814-694-6928, 0814-694-6928. 528. Don't let the holiday go to waste. Enroll today at the Wales Radio Media Academy Summer School 2026.
How long will it take you to confirm payment? I have been waiting for the past 1 hour. I'm so sorry. Our network is slow. I will just run out of data. Same excuse yesterday. It is unacceptable, please. You better switch to One Data Internet Service. One Data? Yes, One Data. One Data is an internet service provider with the best alternative and solution for unlimited speed. One Data provides fast and reliable internet service to organizations, homes, and places of interest in Nigeria. With One Data, you get to enjoy the premium internet service with dedicated unlimited internet speed at all times, 24/7 fantastic customer service and support, and you enjoy a 1-month free subscription when you make payment. Now is the time to say goodbye to downtimes. Sign up with One Data today on 0811 223 2671 or visit www.onedata.ng for more inquiries. One Data, unlimited speed.
Thinking of an all-in-one digital platform that fits your lifestyle and makes everyday payments simple, reliable, and fast?
Oh, wow. Yes, please.
Allow me introduce you to BillStation, your one-stop digital payment solution for individuals and businesses. Built to simplify payments and services for millions across Africa. With BillStation, you can buy cheap airtime and data, pay electricity bills, send money instantly, make online payments, and book flights and hotels. Enjoy our overseas airport pickup services, interstate bus ticket sales, and event tickets, all on BillStation. Fast, simple, reliable.
Wow, that's amazing.
Visit www.thebillstation.com. Download the BillStation app on the Apple App Store or Android Google Play and get welcome bonuses when you sign up. Enjoy fast customer support and a seamless user experience every time. Get in touch with us today.
Email thebillstation175@gmail.com or sales@thebillstation.com.
WhatsApp 091 6858 1914. BillStation. Your world, your money, one station.
Are you hungry for something delicious? Food that feels like home but tastes like pure luxury? Then welcome to Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile. From our smoky jollof to rich ofada sauce to a variety of delicious soups like egusi, eforiro, and more, paired with your favorite proteins and hot, freshly made swallows, all made for you to enjoy. We also handle bulk orders in liters, fresh and ready whenever you need it, with delivery to your doorstep. At Honeydew, it's not just the food, it's the feel. With our beautiful ambience, perfect for your romantic dates, family outings, or your quiet, relaxing evening escape. Join us every last Friday of the month at 7 p.m. for karaoke night with Jayola and enjoy music, games, food, drinks, and free mocktails and cocktails as you sing your hearts out. Visit us at Plot 42, Block 8, Alaafin Avenue, beside Wells Radio, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. For your doorstep delivery or inquiries, call or WhatsApp 0814-691-6635, 0814-691-6635. Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
All right, welcome back. This is Still Perspectives Unlimited right here on Wales Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio. It's good to have you join us this morning. Again, you can watch us live on Facebook at Wales Radio 893 FM fan page. at Wales Radio 893 FM fan page and on YouTube at Wales Radio 89.3 FM. All right, let's move on to another story before we open the phone lines for other people to be a part of the show. And this one is from the Vanguard newspaper. It's also a story that cuts across various national dailies this morning. And it reads, Reps Committee to interrogate alleged PFIPC DG in undisclosed location. Date. And then it has a writer, businessman tells committee how he paid 400 million naira for contract. I'll take some of that story. The House of Representatives ad hoc committee investigating the purported Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council, PFIPC, said yesterday that it would interrogate the Director General of the agency, Matthew Adeyemi, in undisclosed location to respect the constitutional principles of separation of powers. This is as the managing director of a private firm, Mr. Gbenga Collins, yesterday narrated how the committee, how he allegedly paid 400 million naira to the purported PFIPC DG after being promised a contract to renovate and furnish what was presented to him as the official residence of the agency's chief executive. Chairman of the committee, Yusuf Gagdi, who disclosed this at the panel sitting, said the National Assembly would respect the constitutional principle of separation of powers and would not seek to override a subsisting judicial order. The chairman, however, disclosed that the committee would interact with Adeyemi at an undisclosed date and location in a manner designed not to compromise the investigations being conducted by security and anti-graft agencies. They maintained that the committee's priority was to obtain necessary clarifications from Adeyemi rather than insist on his physical appearance at the public hearing. Now, there are two sides that I want us to look at this story from. First is the reps, of course, investigating this and interrogating him in an undisclosed location and undisclosed date. And then the businessman who said he paid 400 million naira to get a contract. Now, this is a pointer to how much corruption has eaten deep into our society. If someone is able to cough out 400 million naira just to be able to get a contract, how much is that contractor expecting to get from the contract? Because, of course, that 400 million naira has to come back and then much more after then. But let's first talk about the reps and then this businessman.
You see, Tolu, when I say it here, that Nigeria is a crime scene, I do not have any apology for what I'm saying. Because on daily basis, we prove it. On daily basis, we see things that will make you know that there's nothing, this is racketeering, pure and simple. Socrates wrote a book. He wrote something. He said, if you Google it, you find it, the fall of democracy. The West is experiencing it. He said, a time will come in a so-called democracy when people that are not originally the owners of the land will come to live in that society and begin to demand for rights reserved for citizens in the name of democracy, and they will get it. He said again that a time is coming in a so-called democracy when some elements in that society will rise up in the name of democracy, hijack power, and use it not for the common good, but for their own good. Is that not what we're witnessing in our country? Now, this Prince Adeyemi of a man has repeatedly said that he would like to say something in the public. Everybody is afraid. Look, Tolu, to quiz Prince Adeyemi privately is a ploy to cover up what this man will want to tell Nigerians. Because if the fish comes out of the water to tell you that crocodile is sick, you better believe that fish. Because they all live in the same habitat. Do you understand what I'm saying? People that worked with Prince Adeyemi people that took him to Canada on FinTech Summit, people that gave him 300 staff as workers, people that helped him to secure office in the Federal Secretariat, forgot that when a lizard wants to wear trouser, he should consider where he will put his tail. Are you listening to me, Tolu? Now, they want to take this man to an undisclosed location and try him. Is he a coup plotter? Is President Emi a coup plot? Did he plot coup? There are so many things these characters don't want Nigerians to know because a lot of people are involved in this shady thing that has demarketed this country. Go and read. I read international newspapers. Go and read what they are talking about Nigeria. You know that we are jokers. Honestly speaking. You read what they say about people in power in Nigeria, you cry for this country. Somebody paid 400 million just to get a paper for contract. And I don't know how God will redeem this country. I don't know. Whether Nigeria is irredeemable, I don't know. The only thing that gives me a strand of hope in this country is that there's nothing too hard for God to do. But for these people that are running around, forget it. Nigeria has already been kidnapped and we are all victims. Why are you taking a man who wants to talk to the people in an undisclosed location? One of the principal characters in this issue has even died. Adedamola, Chebi, you know he has died. Now this one, you are taking him to undisclosed destination. Why can't he talk to the people? What is stopping them from, okay, if you know that your hands are clean, because, look, clear conscience fears no accusation. The first thing that will accuse you is your conscience. Whether you like it or not, all of us will have conscience. No matter how you have killed your own, you still have conscience. Why are they taking Prince Adeyemi to undisclosed destination? To talk, is it the money that he took? Is it not the money of Nigerians? To tell you that's why I said that when a fish comes out of the water and tell you that crocodile is sick, believe that fish because they all live in the same habitat. This man wants to talk to us because he rolled with these people. He knew what we didn't know and he wanted to talk to us, and now you are saying that you are taking him to undisclosed destination at a date we don't even know. What is going on? And somebody will come and say he's fighting corruption.
0916-893-1000, 0916-893-1000, or 0915-333-4893, 0915-333-4893. You can also call 0911-333-893. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, West Radio.
Good morning, sir.
This is Mr. George. I'm calling you from the local.
Welcome to the show, Mr. George.
I thank God for the presentation you have given so far. They are very interesting. I will not forget that of the military first. I want to remind us that the military, at times we just refer the soldiers. Military, in this case, in the area of whatever we are facing as insecurity, does not talk about only the soldiers. So the amount we are talking of paying, the government should have this behind their mind. I remember when we had Udoji Award. I remember how some of the soldiers behaved in the barrack and around where their barracks are located. Some of them even divorced their wives and drove their wives away because money has come. We should know that when you put too much money in the hands of people who are not well organized, you have so many problems around the society. The soldiers we are having today are now well organized, unlike when after the war we had that Udoji Award. So government should please manage this area of the money that is given to military men. Like I have said, please don't forget that I said it's not only soldiers. We have so many other organizations under this body. That is that. Now, for anybody to say they want to go and interrogate Adeyemi in a place that is unknown, no date, nothing, is a cover-up to the truth about what happened in that particular issue. Nigeria should please try to make our things open so that the world will know that we are living in accordance with what is happening in other societies of the world. Please, they should not take Adeyemi. The man has said he wants to speak in the public. They should not take him to where tomorrow now we will now hear that he is dead and we will not know what killed him. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. George. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Yes, this is Miriam calling from Oloyede.
Welcome to the show, Mariam.
Thank you. On the issue of jail, they said getting out your camp. And if care is not taken, we continue to play the defense too much. So I want to call on our leaders at all levels, the federal government, state government, and the local government, to please rise up to the occasion. We should find a lasting solution to this menace so that we will be able to protect the lives and properties of innocent Nigerians. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, let's pick this one. Hello.
Hello, good morning. My name is Oloyede. I'm calling from Ring Road, Ibadan.
Welcome to the show.
Am I on to Wells Radio?
Yes, you're on to Wells Radio.
There's this maxim that states that it takes two to tango. But in Nigeria, we're doing macabre dance of shame, And I think the onus lies on the media, electronic and print, to do more investigative journalism in this nascent democracy. In journalism, you have sensationalism, which is junk journalism, trying to sell your headlines. But investigative journalism will make an inroad. And in this new world order, information is key. Every man has the right to decide his or her own destiny. At the same time, we have the right to be informed, uninformed, or misinformed. So you have to choose the side of the equation.
Oh, unfortunately, we lost the call. Please do well to call back. 0916-893-1000. Hello. Hello. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, thank you. Ruth calling from Malacca.
Welcome to the show.
Yes, ma. The salary increase for our soldiers is a welcome step. They deserve it. But other public workers should also benefit. And higher pay is important. But workers also need an economy where their income has real value. I just hope our government will do the needful in stabilizing our economy because we can't continue like this. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much. 0916-893-1000, 0916-893-1000, or 0915-333-4893. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you. Good morning.
Hello.
Okay, that's from your end. Please do well to call back. Hello.
Hello. Yes, I called earlier on Oloyede.
All right, welcome back.
We have to conscientize the people. Actually, the National Orientation Agency ought to be performing this role, but they are not active. We need to make informed decisions, and people are not being given that privilege or opportunity. So I don't know what we're doing right now, and increasingly we're becoming a laughing stock among Committee of Nations. 10 steps forward, 10 steps backward, 200 steps. We are retrogressing as a nation. And I just hope this Prince Adeyemi will not be given some kind of tea to drink, or we will never hear the outcome. So I think the Nigerian Bar Association, civil society should follow up, including media. And we want to know the result of this. And too much is shrouded in mystery in this country. Affliction must not arise a second time. It is very, very paramount that we don't make the same mistake. It's a piggy situation whereby a pig takes its bath 15 times a day. Oh, we'll never fall into wrong hands. We'll not fall into wrong hands. I will keep going inside the ditch. So there has to be a paradigm shift. I wish Nigeria good luck. And the military, it's not enough to increase their salary. What is the purchasing power of the Naira? Increasingly, they are being, exposed to danger. Their wives are becoming widows. They should be more interested in taking care of the financial integrity of this country, more like the territorial integrity. It takes two to tango, like I said. So it's a pari passu issue, and they should not link their loyalty to the party that actually increase their wages. They should be fair to all. They should be patriotic as well, and as it takes, they should be prepared, which is their slogan. Good luck to Nigeria.
All right, thank you so much, Olusegun. 0916-893-1000, 0916-893-1000, or 0915-333-4893. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
This is Adedamola from Muslim.
Welcome to the show.
Concerning the rise in the salary of our security personnel, the army officials, it's good to know the federal government has increased their salary, but they should work the talk, not just by mere paper talk. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, or 0911-333-893. Hello.
Good morning, West Radio.
Good morning.
Innocent is speaking.
Welcome to the show, sir.
I want to welcome Kwemeka.
Good morning, sir.
Whenever I'm hearing the news of Adedamola, it makes me and weak. But my prayer is that all of us will pray to Nigeria that God will intervene in this issue. Because we have been intervening in that. Thank you. God bless you.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. You can drop your comments on Facebook at Wales Radio 893 FM fan page. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning. All right. Do well to call back. 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, or 0911-333-893. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, this is Benjamin calling from Elebu.
Welcome to the show, sir.
Yes, I think concerning the one the monarchist said last about Adeyemi. You see, apologies to Obasanjo. You said that at the last, you see, what is happening in Nigeria is the more you look, the less you see. They said they are taking the man to where somebody will not know and they know that. That shows you that something is wrong. This is our country. I don't know. Okay, who are there interviewing here? Is it the Holy Spirit or what? Or that we witness the content. I believe that the man has a bombshell and we can release that thing in a post commotion. And that is what we want in Nigeria, so that everybody remains left. Then another thing about the soldiers. In fact, I used to pity them. Before if you see a soldier on the road, you respect him. But could you believe, I'm an Easterner. When you are traveling to the city, they will be on the road. And they will send somebody to collect money for them. Yes, before it hadn't been a soldier collecting the money, but now it's happening because they don't do it directly. They will send somebody to come and collect that money. In fact, I was ashamed to myself to hear that they are receiving 49,000. Now they are making it 100,000. Well, what I believe that this percentage they make, something will come out of and again, it will not be just like that. It will maybe in the kingdom before they are starting with the thing. If there is any shift, maybe in petroleum price or goods in the market, they have to, because those people, they are sacrificing a lot. I gave them to teachers, nurses, and doctors. They are very essential. So you don't pay them peanuts. But these people in the House of Assembly, every month they are increasing their salary. But one of the programs that are suffering for this country, they are not doing anything for it. May God deliver us for this country. In my way, though.
Thank you so much for your contribution on the show. On Facebook, Mustafa Adeyemi Kabiru says, good morning. Good morning to you too. Deomi Kazimadikaz also says, good morning, well done. May God heal our country from New Garage. Suleiman Sharif says, good morning and kudos to everyone in the studio. This is commendable from 30% to 80% on salary hikes for armed force personnel. Federal government should add a good insurance policy for them and also free education for their children. There should be no delay in the implementation. Our armed forces really deserve it. All right, thank you so much. It's time for us to go.
Thank you very much, Tolu. And may God step into the affairs of this country. Because we will not continue to live this way. You understand? Nothing must happen to Prince Adeyemi because he wants to talk to Nigerians.
All right, thank you so much for being a part of the show today. It's been great as always, but the conversation doesn't end here. It continues. So Perspectives Unlimited returns again tomorrow at exactly 6:30 a.m. But as I would always say, whatever it is that you find yourself doing, wherever it is that you find yourself, always ensure that you put Nigeria out there in good light. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. I am Toluwaleke Ali. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Your preferred wholesome radio.
Please listen to this important information. The views expressed by the interviewee in this program are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of Wells Radio 89.3 FM or its affiliated entities. Wells Radio 89.3 FM is committed to providing a platform for diverse perspectives and opinions, and the views expressed by guests on our programs are their personal viewpoints. Wells Radio 89.3 FM does not endorse or take responsibility for the content or opinions expressed by individual interviewees and callers. Thank you.
It's unbeatable.
You know the vibes when you tune into Wells Radio. Your preferred awesome radio. 89.3, they carry me go. I just follow, they carry me go. You know the vibes when you tune into Wells Radio. Your preferred awesome radio. 89.3, they carry me go. I just follow, they carry me go. Fill your ears with awesome news. Make it do my